Welcome back, everybody. Battling addiction can tear apart families and destroy relationships. But with help, there can be light at the end of the tunnel. Joining me this morning is Jerri Jorgensen. She's the co-founder of Desert Solace, and Whitney Copeland. She is the wife of a former addict. Thank you for being here, you two. Jerri, I want to start with you. How do you recognize an addiction in yourself or even a family member?
Well, one of the definitions of addiction that I really like is by Brene Brown, and it's chronic and compulsive numbing. It's avoiding, it's escaping. And so because of that, they're escaping a trauma, usually. They're escaping pain. And so that's where addiction thrives. And because of that, you know, it's just isolation is a big key, where they pull away, whether it's a teenager or a 70-year-old man.
What are we talking about? What types of addictions do you see the most?
What we do at Desert Solace is our focus is pornography and sex addiction. And that is sometimes a difficult thing to talk about. It's not for me. I mean, I'm out there, and because it's so critical that we start talking about this.
Once it's recognized, what do you do next?
You seek help. This is not something that can be, I mean, we believe we're a spiritual-based program. We believe in prayer. God needs to be involved, but it can't be prayed away. The brain has been hijacked. They have to seek some kind of professional help with a therapist. What we do, we're residential. Well, I don't know if we'll get into that later, but we're residential, where they come to us and live, because then they can escape the pressures of life and focus on that addiction.
Whitney, what Jerri is describing, you know all too well. Tell me what happened with your family.
So 3 years ago, my husband went through Desert Solace, and he was a client of them, that's what we call it. So he was a client, and he was there for 103 days. It was a program that we had found to work. We had tried multiple other things, and it just wasn't working. It wasn't what we needed as a family. What was different about Desert Solace is it is very family-based. I was included in the, not the treatment, but there's family weekends. The children were there. Like, we would go and visit him and that type of thing. And there was different equine therapies that my husband was doing every week. He would go to equine therapy, and it was just an amazing experience, and what worked for our family.
How did you get to that spot? How did you get to where he said, yes, I'm going to seek help? Was that a long road?
Yes. So my husband and I, before Desert Solace, had been married for 7 years. I knew about the addiction before we got married. Basically, he had hit rock bottom, is what you would call it, and it was just, he had hit rock bottom, he was seeking help, and he knew something had to change, and then we found Desert Solace.
Jerri, this doesn't just affect the addict, it affects the wife, it affects the kids, the family, everyone around you.
Everyone. Your coworkers, your community. It affects everyone, because when you're isolating and you're trying to avoid life because it might be painful, and you go to this, and a lot of people think, oh, it's all about sex, ooh, this is scary. It's not even about sex, just like it's about avoiding your life. It's about managing your pain. It's about numbing. And that's where we are so successful. We don't really even talk about the addiction that much. We talk about what's getting in the way of you being in alignment, peeling away those layers of things that haven't been working in your life for years.
Do you help and treat the family members as well? Because I'm thinking, Whitney, you went through a lot. Yeah. Did you put blame on yourself?
No, I didn't personally, but you bring up, there's an aftercare plan that we follow through with the family, so that when the spouse or the man is ready to come home, that the family is ready also. It's a full family process.
And that's important, to treat the family with them.
It's critical. So I'm the family liaison, and so I am not a therapist, but I have a lot of field experience. I've had the experience, and I know what they're feeling, and so I do a weekly wives support call, as well as parents, because sometimes we have clients that are not married. They may be going back into the home. We're just teaching the family on what works. We don't even talk about the addict about their loved one on the call. We're talking about them. What are you doing for your self-care? What are you doing to improve your life? What I love about Jerri is she's so real, and this is a real topic. How common is a sex or porn addiction? So common. Oh my gosh. It is, we think that it is, we have learned that it is the primary addiction, because people just don't jump to heroin. You know, they just don't jump. It's usually the primary addiction because the exposure is so young, and it's getting younger all the time with smartphones, with iPads and everything. Not that they're addicted at age 5, but they're exposed at age 5. We have so many clients that say, my first experience with pornography was age 5, 6, 7, 8.
What this is about is hope, everybody. And Whitney, you are with your husband and you just had a baby and doing great?
Yes.
I'm so glad. If you need help, everyone, DesertSolace.com is the place to go for more information. Goodforutah.com/GTU. And we will link you. Thank you, too, for being here and sharing your story today.
Thanks so much.